What up? We're back. All right, we're gonna get started in a little bit. What's today? What day is it? Thursday. Man, today felt like a Friday. Thursday. We're gonna get it cracking in a little bit. Continue off from where we left off from yesterday. I'm just breaking something out real quick. Let's see. Sweet. And got one more little piece. I'll leave that right there. All right, just trying to gather up all the tools, clear some things here from the table from yesterday's session. Got a new cup of coffee. That's for sure. All right, we're going to give a little moment here before we get started. All right, cool. We are going to start doing more of the chrome trim, and we're going to probably most likely end up gluing the windows on too. At least the sides, the back, and most likely the front window as well. Driver, passenger door windows are going to be open. We're going to leave those open right there. Hey, what's up, Seth Killer? What up, man? How you doing? No, thank you. Only works. What up, bro? Dan, what's up? Yeah, man. We gotta. I don't know, bro. I want to keep the momentum going, you know. So we got to do it up. It's tricky because sometimes on the weekends I always feel like, all right, dope. We got Friday up, then Saturday. You know, I'll probably stay up those nights, but then sometimes those nights I don't even stream because I'll be busy. You know, something will come up right there. And let's see, from last night, let me just show you what's on the table. You know, this is the stuff that I used last night. I washed it today. And this is the container. I already, washed it, rinsed it and all. So it's ready for another use later. But as far as the pads, when we were done with the session, you know, a lot of them had the compound still on them. So, you know, all these with water, I had them in here, everything rinsing out, cleaned everything. And then I just started taking them to the sink, wetting them and just squeezing them. And also just with my finger, like really lightly, you know, rubbing off the compound there, you know, just kind of tapping it, getting all that out of there. So, and then also I use this paper towel, just laid them out upside down like this, down on their face, and then back up. And they're air dried now. So these are good. I gotta put them back. Gotta put them back in here. I keep them in here with all the goodies, you know. That way they don't get damaged. But I need to get more plastic little bags. That's for sure. You know, just to keep them even more clean right there. So let's put these here, and then we'll toss in these ones, just so at least we know that these are all cleaned up. And then we also got the two bits, so we'll toss those in there. Yeah, I need to get a separate bag for these. See, like even this one's still dirty. I need to clean this one before use. I don't like the way it's looking, so it's got to be a lot better than that. So we'll toss this in here, keep this away. All right, cool. And then the same for the pads. I mean, I just left them wet. You can still see a little bit of the the white right there, but it's nothing crazy. They're pretty fine. You could still keep reusing them. You know, if anything, you could leave them for more time. Dish soap, get a toothbrush, kind of get all those little bristles in there as well. You know, but this is pretty good. It's not too bad. So we will put these away as well until the next time that we have to break them out. So I'll put them in this little case here. All right, cool. Let's fold this. I'll leave that in here. All right, and then last night when I was jamming, you know, I was cleaning up, putting everything away, and I was like, dude, I don't know. I keep leaving the beetle, the bug like that. I just keep leaving it like that, you know. And then I was looking around and I was going, dude, like all my little cases are all with a model. They're being used. So I said, that would suck if like I come into the garage to continue on it, and like just something from the shelf falls, you know, a model or something else. So I just grabbed this container that I had, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna put it on top, and that's it. And I was like, it'll protect it, you know. It worked out. So I'm gonna put this aside too. I'll end up when I take off tonight again, covering it again. So just to make sure that we're good right there. And so let's see. We're gonna definitely be needing this glass here, this cutting mat, and we also have all the other plastic glass pieces here. So we're gonna need that. We're also gonna need the some tape, Tamiya tape to hold the windows. I need the mirror finish, the ruler, the knife. And then I'm gonna rock these scissors. I just broke them out right now. We're gonna rock these ones. We're gonna see how well these do to cut the little pieces right here. You know, I was rocking different ones, but you know, I want to try these ones out. Different approach to it, and then also tweezers right there. And then I'm just gonna set aside the stuff that we're not gonna use, that we don't need. You know, primarily we need the body, and we're gonna be using the micro crystal clear for the glass. So before we get to this step, you know, we gotta make sure that we put the chrome trim around the glass there, and then we're gonna do it on one, and then we're gonna do a test fitment. We're gonna put it on there just to make sure how it looks, if we're happy with that, if that's really the route we want to take. And if we realize, you know what, I don't know, it's you can't even tell, or it just doesn't look cool, then we got to figure something else out, how we're gonna get that in there. But I have a feeling it's gonna work out. Let's see. So let's set the model over here on the side, get it out of the way because we're not gonna be needing it right now. Let's see. Let me get right here. Let's change the angle here. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna be getting a couple of big sheets of this mirror finish. It's as far as size, it's almost, it compares to like maybe like, it's like if it would be two of these plus the little strip. So it's a pretty big sheet that you get on there. And you know, this one I'm pretty much, you know, this is it right here in this piece, and I don't have any more. So I have to you know, I mean, it's gonna last. I'm still gonna have enough for like another car, but I do need to get more in. But I am gonna be I'm gonna try to get some extras as well. But you guys keep me posted in case if you're looking for the chrome sheet as well, because I can always order more. These smaller ones, I don't know when they're gonna restock on those. It might be a minute so they get those. So let's see here. Let me take a look from a certain angle to see if this is the size I'm gonna roll with, because the camera is like in my view in front of me, and what I want to do is I want to cut a strip. So let me make sure that I'm cutting it big enough to cover that area, and also so when I put the glass on, everything just works out right there, because we're just eyeballing it right now. All right, I think let's go for this. Let's go ahead and cut it. Okay, so we just cut that strip right there, and yeah, let's set this aside. See, and that's the one thing I like, is like once I take it off, it doesn't leave any scratches or lines or harms the rest of the mirror finish. When I was using a metal ruler, it was damaging it for sure. I was using this one before, and even just feeling it, like the edges, You could tell right here. It has like a little edge kind of popping out, and when you press down, it's just scratching right into it right there. Let's see. So let's do this. Let's try to put it on this one, this side one right here. Yesterday we went ahead and polished it with the Scratch X. So let's see. I'm gonna try to angle it, but there's like a tiny little lip that's supposed to be like where the chrome trim goes on this. I don't know if you could kind of see it. Let's see. It's all around the edge, and then these mirrors go from the inside and they pop out. So let's see here. Let me get it from this side. Let me take off the. Hold on. I need to get in there because it's really small. There we go. We got it. We made contact. We gotta peel it off of the backing. It just fell back in. Oh, there it is. Got it. Right there. And I'm gonna bend the backing so we have it like this. That's the sticky side and this is the regular side. Right there. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and apply it. I don't think it's really gonna matter, but we'll just apply it right here in the middle, and we'll do the same for the other side. Let me see, this is gonna be a little hard. Hold on, let me get closer. Always the initial one is like it just moves around like the friction, not the friction, like the static or something. I'm like and then I push it down, and then I'll have to just like readjust it. Yeah, I think my friend Dennis, he used bare metal foil for his. That's what he told me. Oh, hang on. All right, let's see. Let's see. This is gonna be. Feels like it's gonna be a little hard, sorta, but we're up for the challenge. Because if this stays on, dude, we're good. But I almost feel like I might need to do it a little bit bigger. Because this feels thin. Now we gotta curve it. There's a radius. Let's see if we could get in the radius. Hold on. Alright, we're kind of getting it. Pulling it and laying it down. There we go. We got a little bit of a radius right there. Now let's hold it. Let me see. Ooh, there we go. Where it's kind of forming. All right, let's do this. Let's get rid of this piece. Oh, what? Dang, felt like a ninja right there. Just cutting that. All right, hold on. Losing the... Keeps like twisting as it's dangling. This part right here coming up, I could tell is gonna be the hard part because it has a huge radius. Oh dang, I lost it right here. Hold on, let me try it again. And I don't want to stretch it too much because if I stretch it too much, I'm going to lose. You know what? Let me recut another one because I'm thinking about something. It has to be bigger because I feel like it needs to hang down just a little more, because if it's really thin just on top of the area, at some point that could shift, and then it, like the window's gonna be glued already, so that could be like can't even go back to that, and I would have to redo it from the outside, and that could be a bit challenging. Okay, so let's see. This is a little bit wider. All right, right here. Now you can see this one a little more. But let's try it. Let's give it a go. There we go. Separate that right there. Cut the tip right here. There we go. Oh yeah, this thing cuts really nice. These Tamiya scissors. All right, I'm gonna lay these down and then I'll come, I'll check the chat real quick with you guys. Oh yeah, feels way better. All right, so let me try to wrap this up right here. All right, right here's gonna be the tough part. All right, let me do this. Let me cut this out of the way. This is getting annoying. A little piece. All right, let's see. Oh, it's flowing with the radius. I'm trying not to pull it too much. Like you do want it smooth, but man. There we go. Now I'm just wondering if it's gonna hold, and how is it gonna look when I put it on the window inside, if it's gonna actually show it. Let me review something. But yeah, making it thicker like wider made a big difference. There we go. Now let me adjust this piece where I initially started. There we go. Pull it up there. Now we got to go around. All right, here we go. We're going to go around now. The little radius. What makes it a little hard too is because the glass is small. It's not a big piece of glass. There it is. All right, now let me clip this off. And then I'm going to show you guys. There we go. Yeah, these scissors cut nice. I'm going to get more of these. I might have to wipe down the there we go. Look at. Let's see. Yeah, let me fix some of the edge right here. All right. So let me know what you guys see right there. We got some of the chrome trim. We move it around. In an area, it looks like it went too up. I could see it like right here in this top corner and on the other part. Let's set this one aside. Let's get the other one and let's do this. Let me cut another piece. I might try to cut it even bigger than this size, and we'll give it a go like that. See if that works. If that one works even better the third time, then we'll roll with the third one, and we'll take off that one because we want to make sure it looks cool, like uniformed, and you can actually see it. We still got time for the show, so we're good. So right now, laying down the ruler, kind of just eyeballing it. Top's locked in. See the bottom. See just a little more adjustment. Ah. Yeah, it looks hella thick right there. Oh no, this wasn't a good one. I could tell. It's like it looks thick on the bottom end, not the top. Oh, there you go. I ruined it. I think as I was cutting it at an angle instead of like straight. It's all good. All right, let me make sure that we did get everything off right there. There we go. And then we'll do a retry. Okay, that thing's small, the size of a hair. There you go. Okay, this blade's dirty. Hold on. There we go. Let's get it from the bottom, and we'll work our way. Let's take a look. All right, so this is the size, and let's get the new piece. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man? Thanks for kicking it, bro. Thank you, man. Let's see. We're gonna give it another go on the other piece, and then we're gonna compare both, just to see the thickness and how it holds up, and what's gonna probably work best at the end, you know. Because it's mostly the front part where we want the presentation, and then if whatever curves in, cool. All right, look at that. I'm starting to like this thickness. This is cool right here. It's trip, because you kind of have to be like staring right at it as you're curving it. And the other way when I was doing it wasn't really doing it that well. All right, let's stare at it right here. And whenever you're doing these kind of things, you know, just take your time, little by little. And if you don't like it, don't be afraid to take it apart and just redo it, you know? Because that's it. Once it's there, it's there, you know? Once you commit, and if later you're like kind of regretting it, like, dude, I should have redone it. You know, think about those moments. Like, are you gonna have that thought? That's what I'm trying to avoid. Because I know I could easily be like, all right, cool, done. And then later I'm like, dang. Okay. So we're getting down to the bottom. There, we made it. We're safe. We cut through first base, second, third, fourth, and home base. Boom. We made it back. Let's take off this piece of trim. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean this right now too, because it looks all crazy. Let's see. Let's get the tweezers. Let's fix this little piece. It's just dangling. There we go. Ah, wrong side, bro. Oh man, this is not trying to work with me. Let me see if I could grab something. Hold on. Let me grab a little plastic razor. Hang on. Let's see. Alright, cool. Let me try to grab it with this piece of razor here. It's not lifting. There we go. I think I'm just gonna snip this little piece off. I think it's gonna give me problems later. I'm just careful with the. I don't want to keep you rubbing the tweezers on here because I almost feel like I'm gonna end up scratching the glass. There we go. Cool. So I'm digging this one now better. Let's see the other one. The other one was thinner. I mean, you could barely tell, but I liked more of the application on the second time. And now the next step will be, let's do a mock-up. Let's see how well it holds up. Right there, let's check that out next. Let's see something. Oh, something's bothering me. It's not laying flat in a little area. Hang on, there we go. Let's cut this little piece off. Gone. Hell yeah. All right, cool. Let's grab the body now. Ooh, look at that. What are you dropping stuff? Here, you know what? Let's put a little piece of tape. Yep, there it is. Let's look at the chrome now. So we're gonna leave this on for now. It's just like a mock-up. As far as glue, I'm gonna be looking at like this little corner right here, applying glue there, and most likely like down here, and maybe a little dot, like a little thing up here. It's gonna dry clear. I just don't want to put too much like glue. I don't want it to overflow and ooze out, onto the glass right here. But yeah, before I glue them on, I am gonna wipe them down again. I just want to make sure they're not damaged because right now I'm actually handling them, and we'll see what's up. But we're gonna redo the this one right here just to make sure that we're good, and then we just have to do the front and the back, and that's pretty much it. Then just wipe them off, clean them, and then we could get back into get the tape right here. Stick that. Yeah, there's some pieces that this one I know we could still use for something, but the rest you're gonna give me problems. Stuff's just gonna get in the way. Yeah, the glue I'm gonna be rocking is this one right here. It's just a white glue. Dries transparent. So I'll be using a little wooden stick, toothpick, to get that out and apply it. So once everything's taped up, ready to go, mocked up, then I'm gonna apply the glue and just leave it overnight. By tomorrow, it should be pretty pretty rock solid, or just pretty hard right there. All right, let's cut another piece. We still gotta cut after this piece. We're still gonna have to cut like 2 more, so a total of 3 right there. Here, let me do this. Let me set it to the side real quick, just so I can kind of line it up, because I can get closer with my head right here. Boom, checking it out. Okay, this looks good. I'm gonna cut it over here. Cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut a couple more so we can get those out of the way. One more. Yeah, as far as measuring, I'm just eyeballing it, so I'm just kind of visually. There we go. All right, set this aside again. It's getting small. All right, cool. Let's get this one. Let's take this one off. This was the first one we had tried out. Let's get rid of this chrome trim and install a new one. There we go. this one. This one. I'm gonna rock this. Most likely that one. Third one. This will be for the front window. This will probably be the back, but let's take this off. Okay. Lay this down. Yeah, I don't know how my friend did it. I'm gonna ask him because he used bare metal foil and it looked clean. I was like, dang, dude, I think it would have ripped on me right away. Okay, hold on. I gotta fix it right here. Looks weird. Hmm. Give me a little bit of problem right here. Oh dang. I think it kind of closed up. Let me see. Let me try again. Did we get it? Oh, I think we got it. Let this go. There we go. I just don't like it right here in the radius. I think it falls down. Here, let me do this. Let me take it off. Let me set this one aside and let me try this one better. Okay. We're concentrated right now, guys. After I wrap this one up, I'll check the chat with you guys. I'll check in. Yeah, I'm like thinking, what am I gonna do next once this model's done? What's the next build? The Corvair. Yeah, every time I start painting, I get very excited about painting, and I want to keep painting more and more and more, and then I get stalled with like other projects. Then I can't paint. I'm like, dang, what happened, man? There we go. This is where it gets funny right here in this radius. Because it's really tight. Really, really tight. Oh yeah, if you don't do it right, it looks funny. Like I don't even look like a real chrome trim. But it's also one of those things like if you put it too thick and you curve it, it wrinkles on the edge. Ooh, there we go. I like that one right there. We have one part of the radius done. We're just doing the other part. There we go. Sweet. Yeah, I'm more happy with this one right now. Here we go, the hard part. If you're doing chrome trim on like exterior parts, it's very easy, especially if it's a straight area, right? But man, when you do these windows, it's a little different, the plastic and everything. All right, we're almost there. Boom. Now let's snip it. Let's see how it snips right there. Look at that, like nothing. Now let's put this piece off to the side. We might need this. Now let's just push that down. There we go. We got it. We got that little piece. Now let me use my nails. Kind of make sure we're inside like these little areas right here. No issues. Just a straight little line. Boom. And then right here with the radius, it gets kind of funny. There. I think we got it. I think so. I think this is good enough. Uh-oh. Right here it's getting kind of weird. Like almost like it's falling. Let's see. Oh yeah. See right here it's gonna fall. Look at that. It's already coming off. That curve. Alright. Let me pull it out. Slowly models, what's up, bro? We're here, dude. We're putting in the work. On the trim. we already put one on the other window. Now we're just doing this one. We're getting there. There we go. It's just what happens is like look, right now it's starting to come off. I must have pulled it too tight when I was doing that curve on that part. So let's go back there. And let's fix it. Let's readjust it. Let's not pull it too tight. There we go. Now it's starting to look a little more round. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let me fix this. It's like sticking to the window. There we go. Oh, man. I kind of lost it. Let's redo right there. And let it go. It got flimsy. Yeah, I need to talk to Dennis. Hey, man, tell me the secret. How'd you do it? What makes it challenging is because I know I have to put this right in my face to look, and I'm not. Because if not, then you guys are going to see what I'm seeing. And I have the camera like right next to me. Right next to my face. Alright, let's see. We're going to have to use the tweezers here. Because my... Oh, dang. These radiuses are tough. This one's fighting me. Right when I thought we're at the finish line, it's like, what is it? Those dudes that celebrate really early, and then someone sneaks in and beats them. That's what it felt like right now. Like, oh man, I almost feel like I might have to redo this one because, yeah, I'm gonna redo it because the stickiness. I feel like it went away at the end from too much messing with it. Let's see. Only Work says, I've seen dudes cut a big piece of foil and lay it over the trim, then cut off the excess. Dang. I would be scared to do it on this because of the glass. I'd be like, end up cutting it right there. Armando making an appearance. What's up? What's up? Let's see. Pink Lady VW replica is looking good. Nice, man. It's coming together right there. That's what's up. Hell yeah. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's do another third attempt on this. And we're going to keep it going until we get it. We're not going to give up. So we're just going to keep moving. Appreciate you guys chilling. Hopefully, if you are working on your model, just do it up, do your thing. Okay. try this again. Let's cut this piece of paper. I'm gonna set it right here in the middle. Kind of like how I did the other one. All right, the bugs. Yeah, yesterday when I was doing the trim for the body, man, that was easy. I was like, just real quick, throw a little line right there, boom, boom, straight lines. Those are easy. But then once you start doing these radius curves, you're like, oh, what? We're in another territory right here. Whole nother territory. But we can't give up. Oh, what? Who's that? Hey, dude. I'm streaming, bro. It's kind of loud. Nah. Nah, if I'd be streaming in the day, man, it'd be loud out there. It's always this little radius area that gives me problems. Hmm. See, the back part looks clean. I don't like the front part. It's like wrinkled. But the back part looks really clean right there. Okay, starting to adjust. Okay. Getting to the ends right here. It's always this last part right here that sucks. That's like you feel like you're there. And it's funny because it's just a small little detail. It's just this little area that you're probably not even gonna see, you know? Okay. All right. I think that's it. Let's see. Let's do a mock-up. Let's see how it is. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look. See if that's what we're rolling with. If that's what it is, and I think that is what it is, man. All right. What's up, Stan? How you doing? Let's see. Let's put a little piece right there and over here, and let's pop this right into the body. Do a little mock-up before we glue this in place. There we go. You can see it in there from the inside. Let's see. All right, let's do, let me see, the back. Let's do the back window. This one I already could tell it's gonna be a little tricky. I could already tell. Okay, right there. Cool. All right, let's work it. All right, so this one we're gonna start from the middle down here or wherever, but like in the middle. See, it's moving around. It's like the static or something. We'll fix it at the end. We just want to get it on. Tangles up a little right there. this off now. Yeah, sometimes the backing gets a little annoying when you're pulling it. Here, let me redo this little corner. There we go. Okay, we're kind of almost there. One last radius. There we go. But before we lock that one down, let's straight. Bam, there it is. Now let's snip this piece. There we go. Man. The back window. Let's go ahead and put it on. Let's do a mock-up for the rear. Right there. I just can't quite remember what side kind of looks the same. We'll figure it out right now. Okay, I think I have it the right way. We'll see. Can't remember which one's the bottom and which one's the top. I have a feeling it goes like this. So let's see. Ah, the tape got on there. Here, let me switch my hands like this better. Getting it better so I could use my but the top part. Oh, dropped it. Dang. Alright, didn't expect that to happen. Might need my two hands. Where's me? It's giving me kind of a fitment issue right there. Let's check it out. Let me pop these in good. There we go. Those are popping in place on the sides. Okay, let me flip it around just to make sure I'm doing it right. No, I think I'm doing it right. Yeah, I think it's the other way. I don't think it's like this. Yeah, it's not that It's not flowing that way. Let's flip it. Okay. I don't want to push it in too hard right now. I being a little hesitant on one side. I know I have to, like right here in this little corner. Let me see. I could see it here. Okay. All right, there we go. So you can see some of the trim right there on the glass. Let me see how it looks with the body on. Ooh, the bear. Can't drop the bear. Oop, hold on. Got one side window. I popped it in there. Little by little, it's starting to come through. See the window right there with the trim. See the little package tray. Then the bear's gonna be down there. All right, let's do the front one next. Move this aside. Put that right there. That. Let's see. Yeah, bro, I agree. It does. It makes a difference right there. Let me see. I got to brag and flex that Armando Vito called me to show me the masking process of his pink lady model. That's dope. That's cool. Here, let me put the little bear over here. Let me scroll up. Say what's up right here to John. How you doing, John? All right, I'm gonna get a little more coffee right here before I do the front piece. Man, that's crazy. I was like struggling with it right there. It's those radiuses, those curves. Right when I thought, all right, I got this right here. All of a sudden, I was like, wait, what? What's going on? But we're almost there. Let's see. It's post up. All right, cool. So we're all coffeeed up now. Let's move on to the next. Hopefully this final piece doesn't give me too much trouble. We'll find out right now. Together. All right. This one's a little different. I wonder if this one's gonna need it or not, because it's like flat from one side, and then the side that you pop in, there's the edge, but it doesn't show. Like compared to these ones that had that little a little lip popping out, but in the picture it does show it. It's just it doesn't feel like it has one. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply to whatever it grabs right there, and we're gonna see what's up. What's up, Joe? How you doing, man? We're right here, almost finishing up this chrome trim. All right, let's see. We're just gonna put it on here. See if whatever it grabs, and then we're just gonna wrap it around. Because I don't even know if it's even gonna show. Because this one doesn't really have a little lip at all. But we're still gonna put it on here just in case. If it pulls through. That's weird because like it doesn't really have nothing to hang on to. The other ones did. This one doesn't. I thought this one had it the same thing. But nope. Alright, let's see. Ah, this thing's like just flying everywhere. Wow. It feels like it has a little one. It's really tiny. On the bottom. It's the top where it doesn't feel like it has a like a little lip sticking out. We're almost there. Down to this piece right here, the wraparound. Oh man. There we have it. All right. There we go. Now let's just see if it's actually gonna show, because we're gonna have to pop that thing through the window right there. All right, so that's the chrome piece right there now. Let's see. Oh, dope, man. Working on your model for the show. Yeah, it's coming up, dude. How's everything with your build? Like, how's everything been coming along so far with that? There it is. Yep, you can see it. Move it around. Yeah, it looks like it's got some teeth right there. All right. So we got the glass on right now. This is just a mock-up. Everything is a mock-up right now with all the glass in there. You can see the tape. We're just gonna here, let's put the bear in there for now. We're gonna put this on and I just want to make sure everything fits. Then I just dropped right in there. Let's see. Ooh. That bear just keeps flying around. Look at that thing. See? That thing just fell sideways. Here, let me put this. Hold on. This glass on this side is already falling. Because the tape, let me use a bigger piece of tape. That tape's not doing the job. Might have to swap it out or just layer on top. Look at this. It keeps doing that. Come on, tape. Yeah, I'll just put it on top. Yeah, let's get rid of the bear. That thing's gonna drive me nuts. All right, let me get the turntable. Yeah, this thing, I gotta clean it. Let's see. See how close we can get. There we go. Wasn't in all the way. So I need to. Oh yeah, I was gonna redo the side trim on I think this side, and yeah, the cool thing about the side trim, since I cleared it first and then I'm adding the Hasegawa side trim, if for some reason later I don't like it and I want to redo it, I can always take it off and redo it. All that's the cool thing about the Hasegawa finish. You could always just redo it. Nothing crazy. Like, just keep doing it up over and over and over, until you get it where you're happy. So let's see here. The mock-up. Let me get this out of this tape right here. Mock-up is done for now. I'm always kind of curious if I should just I'm gonna look at the glass, inspect it to see if I don't suspect it's gonna move. 'Cause yeah, that would suck if the trim moves off of it. Well, it's already glued in place. But we'll look at that in a little bit. We still got time. I just got to clean up a little right here because it's still a little messy with stuff all over the place. Cutting the trim. Let me set this right here. Yeah, so just pretty much gluing down the trim, and yeah, I need to start to clean the paint off of the tail lights right here. I need to get rid of this paint, and that way I could wrap them in red and do a mock-up of them as well for the rear, because I had to cut these off from the rear housing. that took a little while, but we ended up doing it up. All right, so let's set all this stuff over here on the sides now. But so far, I'm pretty happy uh, with the trim, how that went for the side right there. It was some work though. I'll tell you that. It did take some work right there. Let me just get something out of this. Let's see here. Bam. All right, let's move it right here. All right, so we got set this stuff over here. I need to get the towel because I need to make sure that the glass is clean before we actually are gonna glue it in there. You know, I don't want to have any like scratches or smudges. If it's scratched, I'm like, dang, I might have to rework it one more time. Here, let me move this out of the way. Oh, I got more trims right here. But yeah, I'll be getting more of the finish pretty soon of the Hasegawa stuff. I'm gonna get one of those big sheets. That's for sure. Okay. So I'll set this away, and oh man. All right, let me check the chat real quick with you guys. Just trying to put all these little things away. Clear the area so we can get ready for the next parts that we got to do for the build. Getting it closer and closer to finish. I know this little bear. I have to clean it up, just really lightly, sand it really lightly in some little areas, and I just gotta primer this thing. I've just been so busy during the day that I haven't had a chance to work on the little bear, and then. But I still have paint left over, so I gotta prep it and then just turn everything on real quick and airbrush it, touch it up, and yeah, have it all painted up. So go from there. Let's see. All right, let me go back. Let me see. So Joe, good working for from the model show. I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. All right, on man. Yeah, just keep at it, dude. Every day, even if it's like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, a little like a short little session, you'll you'll get it there. But yeah, the timing, man, it's very key right there. Let's see here. Carlos, what's up, Carlos? We're good. Just working on the trim for around the glass. We added the Hasegawa finish on there. And right now we're just doing a little mock-up. I'm going to end up taking the glass off real quick and just kind of inspecting it, making sure, we didn't leave any scratches while we were handling it. And then we're going to put it back in place. I'm planning on gluing it. That's going to be the plan right there. Oh, here's a switch. All right, there we go. Yeah, I plan on laying down the glue on them and leaving that set overnight. This way by tomorrow, it should be good to go, dry. And then I think after that, the next thing I got to start following it up with is working on the tail lights. I gotta do that. I'm most likely just gonna get some lacquer thinner, little towel, put this on a piece of tape so it holds, and I'm just gonna wipe it off. It'll come off real quick. A little bit of lacquer thinner, and let's see. The center chrome on the bonnet makes the whole front pop. All right on, Casey. Yeah, it's that, and then man, I can't wait later when I put the VW logo right there. That's gonna look cool. I'm really excited for that. Let me see. And then I gotta work the side view. The windshield wipers. So I've been thinking about even layering. Here, let me see. Let me grab a little piece right here. Let me see if it gets it. Oh shoot! Come on, headphones. I was thinking about even doing like with obviously a bigger piece, but You know, even adding the chrome trim on this, like molding it on there, you know, like all on the top, and then the bottom painting that black right there. But I would need a bigger piece on there, you know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I've been thinking about that right there. I can't even get it. There you go. Has a mind of its own. All right, let's see. Oh, thank you, Armando. Yeah, it's coming together little by little. Hey, I'll keep you posted about tomorrow too. If about I'll confirm with you later about Friday and out in the Ox. Thank you, Stan. Yeah, little by little, man, it's coming together. And yeah, I think once the headlights start to come on, you know, and all these other little parts, it's gonna little by little start to take more life coming together there. A piece of trash right there. Let's see. D'Angelo's, what's up, man? The wheels. Where did you get the wheels? So the centers, those centers are from the kit. The hoops, those are a company called what is it? Orange. Let me get the orange wheels. Let me see here. Yeah, this here you go. Yeah, let me move the hand. Like that better. And then the those are Aoshima tires. So it's like a little combination of all that right there. But that's all thanks to suggested by Armando right there. I mean, he's killing it with his bugs. Really busy putting in work, and you know that was one of the things we were talking about is the wheels. And yeah, shout outs to Paint Maverick because he hooked me up with those rings. They're kind of hard to get. Like you could find them, but you're getting it from Japan. Sometimes it takes time to get, but yeah, I mean you can still find them. You know, it just my homie had them. He's out here, use them. I was like, dang, I need them. Let's see. Thought about getting some wheels from Loader model car parts for my bug. Also need some old school hammer wheels for my old school Prelude. Yeah, the wheels that he has are dope. You know, it just depends. Like, you know, obviously what kind you want to go with right there. But yeah, dude, the quality of work that Gavin does with his wheels are spot on, dude. Right there for sure. Let's see. What brand of those cameras that you're using other than AI autofocus? Yeah, these are OBSBot cameras. OBSBOT. So they're the OBSBots. That's the brand, and this is the Meet 2, MEET 2. That's the model right there. Yeah, you can find these on Amazon or even just direct from the company right there. Yeah, they work great. These you could still you know, set all the settings if you want facial recognition, like or more like body, like upper body, lower body, depending what you got going on, you know, if you wanted to zoom in or follow you. But since I'm doing more of the building right now, they're just kind of set. I just have them all pretty set up, and then just kind of go from there, you know. With the but yeah, those cameras are pretty cool, right there. Yeah, if you just go on Amazon, go Amazon.com and just type in OBSBot. So OBS and then BOT, because they have a bunch of cams, but the Meet 2, that right there, you'll be able to find that pretty fast because those are very popular. Those are the ones most streamers use right now. It took me a while to figure out like what is it that people were using before I started getting my cameras, dang, it took months because I didn't really know uh I didn't really know anybody in those communities, and I had to go on Twitch. I had to go through all kinds of stuff just to like to meet people that were in the whole live streaming IRL world and all that kind of stuff, and just watching a bunch of people game, and little by little it was cool. There's this dude, he builds Gundam kits, and that dude right there, like he's the one who broke it down, and I was like, oh shoot, like once he told me what he was using, and it was these cameras, and I was like, dang, I gotta get those, and yeah, yeah, so that it comes in handy. But also, before I even got the cameras, man, I was doing everything on my phone. Everything, it's easier to stream from your phone, surprisingly, than like you could stream through your computer, but you need like a third party app. You need a bunch of stuff to do the whole computer setup. But the phone, it's like that's like the easiest thing because you just hit live and bam, you're live. And the same on any app, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Right now, everybody's streaming, everybody's doing their thing, and yeah, those are through the phone. It's like the easiest, and everybody has a phone, so it's cheaper too. It's a lot cheaper in price. Is to once what you're spending on everything, it works out. It works out pretty good. But yeah, I did it with phone for a long time, and then towards the end, I was running out of space and stuff, and then I wanted to stream during the day, but then I get phone calls, and I was like, all right, I think I'm ready for the other side. Let's see. Let me take the. I'm taking this off right now just because I want to start to see what is it that I need to look at here before we lay down the glue, because I do not want to glue these on and then later look and there's a big old scratch or something, and I'm like, what? That wasn't there. So we're just cleaning the glass right here with this really nice microfiber towel from Adams Polishes. All right, this one's cool. And then we're gonna put the bigger tape right here so it holds. All right, so these two dudes are gonna be glued for sure. Where do you got these ones on lock right now? Bam. Let's set those right there like that. Tomorrow, once I check it, make sure the glue's all good. We remove all the tape, and then what ends up happening is when we remove the tape, we'll look again, inspect the glass. If I notice any residue because of the tape, then I'll go back in and I'll clean it up with the towel again. I'll just lightly wipe it. If it's something a little bit more aggressive, then I might have to get another a Q-tip and just put some compound on there and then just rub it out with the there we go, with the towel here. So we'll be good. We'll be good right there. Let's see here. Bam. Let me wipe this down right here. Bam. Let's set this right here. Boom. Boom. We got that side right there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, George, man, Vision 124, man. That dude comes through with a lot of the info. I mean, you see his builds, the caliber of builds he does. It's like, dang. And then he's like, the suggestions he gives, you're like, dude, you got to take notes with Vision 124. It's crazy. All right, cool. We got this side. And then this last one. All right. This last one. Here, let me take it off and let me pop it back in. I just want to make sure everything is good before we glue that one. Let me look at the inside. Yeah, everything looks good in here, man. I didn't even put that much clear on here. We test fit it. All right, just want to make sure everything is looking good right there. Okay, let's try another test fit in here. Oh wait, let me look at something. Let me go from the top better. And we'll go in. There we go. Today felt like a Friday for me. It was weird. A weird day. And then I was like, wait, it's Thursday. There we go. Okay, just a little bit right here. There we go. Okay. Just a little bit on this side. Gotta be careful. There we go. Movement's even. Even Steven. Bottom. Here. Almost done. Bam. Bam. All right. This one is being a little tough right now. Let's see. Just want to make sure everything looks good. So I don't wanna like commit and then be like, oh dude, what happened here, bro? What happened here? Shoot. Kind of moves. All right, here we go. I think I got it. Let's see. Just trying to follow the edge. All right, those are matching right there. Let's look at the inside. Let's see what's going on the inside. Here, let me try something else. All right, so the bottom is looking good right there. It's just this, nope, it's not like that. Let me see. Bam. know what? I might have to trim a little bit from the edge on this one. Just a little bit. Right here. Let me get my knife. Here, I got this knife better. And let me move these out of the way. I don't want my knife flying and then lands right on the glass. That would suck. All right, let's see what's going on. Oof. That thing twisted right there. All right, here we go. All right. So right here, we cut a little bit of the excess off on that side. I'm just trying to see, like, it's mostly the sides that's not, like, kind of going in there. All right, let's go back to this side. And it feels thick too on these little corners. All right, let's try this again. Good tape. Okay. All right. So I need to. So this side's already in good right here, like this whole edge. It's close to the edge, the bottom. Right like this. I need to snip just a little bit more off the side, and then we can get it in. Just a little more. We don't want it like popping out, but we also don't want like all this already in, and then this is like sunk inside. Then it's not placed in right. So let's keep cutting away right here on the side. Let's take a little bit off this side too. Might as well. back again and redo it. Get it better. Okay. So the sides are going in cool now. It's more like this. It's this little corner. I need to knock off a little bit more off the corner of the glass. Right here, watch. Like right here, it's kind of like bulky. Right here, it's already pretty good, pretty flush right there. But I need to fix that before I commit, you know? I don't want to be like, yeah, we did it, bro. Then bam, what the hell? There you go. Yeah, it's just a little piece to get it lined up like right to the edge. Right there. I don't want it like this. Watch, let me push it down. Oh. I don't want it where everything's lined up and then that part's not in. So let me eyeball it. A little corner right there. All right, cool. Let's focus on that little corner. This is going to be this corner right here. We'll leave the tape on so we know as a guide. Right here. Okay. Let's see if this makes a difference. Let's hope. Let's hope. If not, then gotta keep repeating the process till we get it in. All right, let's try it again. Let's see. It's close. We're getting there. Yeah, we're almost there. All right, let's peep game. All right, so I like the lineup of the top right here, this little corner, how it locks in with the body, and then right here, just a little bit, not too much adjustment. That's way too much. Right there. And you keep going around, and then boom, like that little corner. Yeah, I think it's there. There we go. I think it is there. But I'll do a final look around on here just to make sure everything's like locked in, you know. Let's see. Let's go ahead and clean it right here. Hold on. me get my other knife. Oh, landed it right on my lap. All right, let's wipe it, and we'll do another mock-up. See a little residue right here. All right. Oh, look at that. Flipping this thing upside down. It's crazy. Out of all the windows, this is the one that gave me the most issues right here. Is this back one. Right there. Let's see. Hang on real quick. Okay. Here we go. There we go. That's it. Yeah. All right, cool. And then we're gonna put the glue in these little areas right here, these little crevices, and then up here. Bam, it should be done. Let me see how it looks with the thing again. Oh yeah, you can see the back window in there. Cool. All right, cool. Let me see what's up with you guys. Right here. Let's see. Oh, the glue, it's crystal clear. This one right here. Micro Industries. Hey, what's up, Mike? Mike Mods. What up? Let me see. How did you go? How did you go about lowering that extreme, maintain the realistic look on the bottom? Yeah, the bottom. Ended up cutting all right here, this area right here, these boards, and I'm doing a curbside too, by the way. I've been mentioning that throughout the vids, so it's not like I'm putting an engine or anything like that. It's more for the stance. So I use tubing, bent that for the camberine. how to cut these areas, and also styrene for the front right here to hold the front wheels. The wheels are not glued yet. They're just I just kind of just slap them on for now. I still might need to adjust an area in the wheel, but the stance. I mean, this was one of the important things I wanted, and one of the important things we're talking about with Armando and George and Slowly Models doing the stance on these cars. And to get it really low, you have to cut a lot of that stuff out right there. If I was like, oh, I want to put an engine and I want to do all this stuff, this car would not be done at all. I would It would have still been in like, you know, bare plastic, just cut up, maybe primered. It would probably take like, I don't know, 5 years to finish it, you know. And that's cool, you know, if I wanted to go for that, but that's not what I was trying to do for this build, because Armando's presentation's coming up. So I was like, man, I want to come through, and I really love doing curbsides, and the focus is, you know, mostly the stance and the overall paint, and then you know, the a little bit of the interior. The interior is really basic as well, just using a lot of the stock parts in there, and I didn't really use any aftermarket product for the interior at all. Um, just kind of coming together really fast right here. And but yeah, you know, there's always room for the other stuff later. You know, for now, this is my satisfaction, you know, just getting it all there. But yeah, for lowering like this one too, I mean, there's a lot of little things, like tips and things that we talked about on the podcast on in January, about cutting like little areas like this in order for the fenders to come all the way down. And there's just a lot of little things, you know. You start cutting one thing, and then next thing you know, you got to also cut the inside too. I've also had to lower the interior as well, the side door panels, in area the bench seat, like the bottom portion of it, while still trying to keep everything, you know, even the two front seats. I got rid of some areas, so the seats are just sitting straight on the floor. I had to get rid of those supports for the seats and all that, so this way it all lines up, and at the same time wanting it to line up when I put the window inside, so that way the side panels line up with it, and it's not like fighting it on there. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of it. But yeah, like one of my friends, he's doing one too, and I was telling him, yeah, you're gonna have to cut this out because this part sticks out a lot, and you have to cut that out. I just put styrene to fill it in. Um, if I really cared for the bottom, you know, I would have smoothed this whole thing out. I would have filled this in. It would have just been flat, like really flat, right there. But you know, I'm not showing anything at the bottom right there at a show. It's just gonna sit there along with, I don't know, I think there's like 80 bugs, I want to say, that they're doing. There's gonna be a lot of them. So this one's just gonna sit somewhere in there, and it's just gonna get lost in the sea of bugs. So that should be pretty cool. The body, I painted it with airbrush right here. I used the House of Color paint on the only thing I did do rattle can was just the primer with Tamiya primer. That was the only thing. But later, there's other builds I have planned out that I'm going to be doing for my website for scaleriders.com, promoting products, and also the kits, these new kits that I'm going to be carrying. And I'm going to be doing a series of just rattle can application, and then another series with just airbrush application as well with lacquers. So that's going to be one, and then, or two. And then later a third one would be the same with like House of Color paint, airbrushing right there. So this way there's, you know, options, and that's kind of the stuff that I sell. I don't sell the House of Color, but as far as like splash paints, I carry that. Tamiya rattle can, I do carry that. And then that's kind of the focus on that. You know, that's going to be more for the website. right there. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and move this off to the side. Let's take a look again. Let's review it because yeah, I need to take off this tape. This tape's it's not doing it. I need something stronger. I'm gonna use the bigger size right here. Let me see. Nah, thanks, man. You could do it, man. It's I didn't know nothing back then either of how to paint, and thanks to Armando, he broke it down to me. He I saw him do it, and then he broke it down how to do it and everything, and then I just started getting into it, and it just went from there. But you just gotta be at it. You have to keep working on these builds in order for to start to get those results right there. Here, let me remove something real quick. I just needed to fix this little nub. This thing's getting in the way. I just don't want to get it on the car. This little area that I'm sanding. All right, there we go. All right, put this away now. Get the little brush. All right, cool. Get the towel. All right, cool. Where's the other piece? There it is. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and reapply this to the rear. All right, there it is, right there. Make sure this is tight. Scratch it. All right, so we have this tape laid out right here. Trying to think if I should put another piece, but then it's not here. I'm gonna put a thin little layer as like a little insurance clear coat. Since I was using House of Color paint, I used House of Color Show Clear USC01. That's the name of that one. If let's say if I would decided to do splash paints and I was rocking any other lacquers, I would have used like the 2K clear from them. That thing is awesome too. I've used it on other builds as well. That stuff's great. Cool. So that one's there. Let's go ahead and do the sides now. Yeah, and then if I was doing rattle cans, I carry the Tamiya stuff, so everything would be Tamiya if it comes down to that. But yeah, that's gonna be future. I'm gonna do that. But now weather's changing over here, sun's coming out more and everything, so I'm planning to record that in my yard when the time comes. I'll be able to record myself spraying it, and then I think what I'm gonna do is probably just record myself doing it, and then later I'll like dub over it. I'll probably have to do something like that because it's a lot more easier for me to do that as opposed to talking as I'm doing it right there, because I might leave something out, you know, who knows, like, because I'm focused on painting the car, you know. So let's see. All right, cool. So that one's there. Let's do the other side now. Yeah. If you visit scalewriters.com, um, I have all that stuff right there and the tools too. Let's see here. Okay. Critical part right here, the assembly of the glass. Here's the last part for the front. Oh shoot, just noticed something. If you look at the front right here, look at that corner. Might have to redo this corner. Dang. What? It started to lift right there. All right, let's see. I'm trying to think how am I gonna do this? Because here, let me take this off. This is gonna get in the way. Here, do I have another little strip? Yeah, I have another little strip right here. So I'm gonna have to touch it up. Let's see. Problem presented itself. We're gonna go ahead and lift the tape right here. And we're gonna cut using these Tamiya tweezer scissors. Push that down right there. All right, so here's what we did. We just cut it, and obviously there's an empty space right there. We're just gonna try to fill in that little space with the little piece. And as long as we get that coverage, we're good. I'm not gonna redo the whole thing. That's gonna take more time. There. And we'll just snip it right here. That's good right there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does give me that coverage that I need right there. All right, cool. All right, that was kind of my fear that was gonna happen throughout the thing. I mean, it could still happen with the other pieces, you know. If that happens, I don't know, man. I'll have to figure that one out later. Let me see. Oh, cool, man. Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if you're rocking the rattle cans, hell yeah, do it up. But yeah, little by little, you know, get into the airbrush. You know, you just gotta jump in, man. You just gotta jump in and get into it, and it's a process. So it's not, you know, overnight kind of thing, or but you get into it, man. The more you start looking at videos and just learning more about the paint brand. That's the one thing I like doing. I like geeking out and looking at the brands, like what they offer. What are people doing with the paint? You know, what are they painting and everything? That's the stuff I like to see. Yeah, because even with House of Color, I've always liked looking stuff up, learning the tech sheets, buying the color chips, and looking at all that stuff. All right, I think we're good now right here with this one. Just what makes it tricky is here, let me lift it because you have here. Let me redo it because here's what gets in the way. The the little hole for the what do you call it? For the rear view mirror. So it's not really laying flat, and I want it to lay flat. Um, I mean, I'm talking about the tape. So I got to do it like this, like cut two pieces and put them like on sides like that, so that way it doesn't hit that peg that's there. There we go. Dang, it's already been 2 hours. It's already. What the hell? I didn't even realize that. Well, I think it's the timing's lining up the pressure right here to set this in here. Let me make sure this side's done. Okay. That's the peg right there I was talking about. Let me just make sure this is flowing good naturally. Because it looks like it's more off to one side than the other. There you go. Okay, front, cool, side, cool, side, cool, cool. Man, this is different because, normally when you do other cars, one big old piece of glass, bam, it's in. Good. And then, every car is always different. Then you have like the new kits. A lot of them, like the EF9, is from the outside. So it's like, it's always something different. All right, cool. So we're going to get ready now to put the glue. Let me see. Bam. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. A lot of like tools and stuff like that. And we got some kits. But yeah, back then when I started the online store, it was mostly tools, what I was carrying, and then little by little, just like paints and things. But I would say for the most part, I try to stick with just a lot of the things that I use, and also that friends use, and just all those things that I recommend. I mean, because man, I see my friends like doing their thing and they're killing it, and I'm like, dude, how'd you do that? And then they'll tell me about like whatever tool or things that they use, and I'm like, what? I need to get that. And then later, once I start trying it out, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm getting the same results, or getting there, and then it just kind of snowballs from there. So let's see. We're gonna put some glue down right here. The white glue right there. Cool. All right, we'll set this to the side. Let's get a brand new one. All right, sweet. So let's start with the front right here. We're gonna grab a little bit of glue. Get that little corner right there. Yeah, it's white right now, but later it's gonna be transparent. And we're putting just a small little amount right now. We're not putting all kinds, just a little bit. The less, if you put a little bit, that'll dry pretty fast. Cool. Other little corner. Yeah, let me flip this around better like this. There. All right, we got those little corners. It's a little bit right here in the middle. I'll put some on the other side too. There. All right. Let's move on to the side one. Let's see. We see. All right. Put this little corner right here. Bam, right there. Let's put some on this little corner right here. We're just going to put one last little dot over here on this little side. Dang, I still remember as a kid just putting tester's glue like around the whole window. Bam! And then letting it dry. And then later at night, uh, looking at it, and the windows are all frosted out. They're all blasted. Like, dang, what happened? And no one ever, I don't know, my friend, the same thing would happen to my friends, but none of us were like, oh, it's the glue. Like, let's find another alternative. We didn't know nothing. We were just like, oh, that's all the glue we know about is the tester's glue. Let's see. All right, we're taking a look right here. Make sure before we commit, you know, that everything is good, and we're not like, dude, what did we do, bro? We messed up. there. This little corner. I've also used the CA glue as well, and but the gold one, and I didn't have any issues. It was like super chill. But yeah, if I would use the pink or that purple one, same thing would happen. It would just frost those windows up. Put just a little more so it bridges it right here. Boom. All right. Let me see. Let me take a look at everything. Yeah, like right here where I started, it's already starting to dry right there. Fix the tape right there. Sides, cool. This one's cool. Look at the front. All right, don't trip. All right, cool. I might put just a little bit on this little corner. And this one too. There we go. Let me take this off. All right, that's it. Bam. All right, so let me toss out this piece. Bam. All right, let's toss that out when we're done. All right, so this thing here, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna fold out this towel. I'm gonna lay that down first. And the towel right there. Boom. Let's see. All right, so yeah, that's gonna be done for that. For this was gonna be for this episode of the bug. Dang, that's a trip. That took 2 hours right there. So man, every day a little advancing, on the build. If dang, if I wasn't working on it and you guys weren't kicking it right here, I don't know, dude. This car wouldn't be done. And I'm guilty of it though. I'm guilty of working on models and then I decide to take a break and then I just start looking at stuff and I'm just staring at it and I'm not doing anything. And then I'm wondering why I'm not finishing any builds. I'm like, man, what's going on? But yeah, right now I gotta keep it moving with the models. So yeah, I'd say like in some hours this thing's gonna be dry, maybe an hour. But obviously I'm gonna be asleep, so by tomorrow, let's say if I do jump back on the live tomorrow, I'll be like, all right, cool. Like it's dry. We'll test fit everything again. And in case something happens, I mean I could push it out, push it in and it'll come off. Only put a little bit of glue. If I would have put like globs of glue all over it, it'd be really hard. I'd probably be ripping the paint from the inside and maybe making contact from the outside right there. So I would say what I need to do is I know I need to fix one of the trims on the sides, get that out of the way, and then after that I need to start pulling out the chrome pieces, the bumpers, the headlights, start working on the tail lights, start getting all that going. And then on my own, I got to paint this little dude too. This little bear. I got to get him going, get him all primered up and airbrushed. I'll probably clear coat him too, most likely. And then I'm going to have to just put him back there. Like, I'll probably have to, I'll probably just glue him. That way he doesn't fall or, be rattling back there. Man, I still had a little bit of coffee right there. Let's see. I got a text. My lady. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. Make sure. Gotta check the lights. What? The lights? Right now? The hell is this for? Crazy. Let me check. Yeah, but it happens, man. All these sometimes we're working on something and then we just kind of sit back and chill. Yeah, whenever I feel like that I'm kind of stuck and I'm like, man, I'm motivated, but by the time I get home, I'm tired and I'm just, I can't do it. Sometimes I just clean out the area, pull all the drawers out, pull everything out, do an inventory of what I have, what I don't need, what needs to be tossed or given away or whatever, And then I start looking at the kits, taking notes like, where did I leave off on this one? And the ones that haunt me, like the kits that I'm like, dude, I'll never build that kit anymore. Like I put in a lot of work into that and like my motivation and my vision or whatever I had on that, it's not at all there no more. A lot of the times I just get rid of those kits. Like I'll either sell them or I'll give them away or whatever, hand it off, because it's like no going back, It's just something you just gotta refresh, like restart on that and just, let it go. And yeah, dude, back then I used to have a lot of projects like that I get too excited. I start painting them, start doing this and that. And then later I'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have modified it like this. And then I should have painted it. And little by little, all those kits, I remember going to a show, vending, and I brought those out. And I mean, people bought them. They were excited to buy them. And I was like, cool. They were already like, oh, I'm going to do this to it and that. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like they're more pumped than me on that kit, and they freed up, a lot of projects that I was like, oh, sweet. Now I don't have the burden of that kit no more. It's done. That kit is gone. And then I just bust out a new one and then a new one. And then, all right, we're back, doing our thing. And I know I'm going to run into that later again. I know it's going to present itself and I'll be stuck again on something. And then I'm going to be like, dang, dude, I gotta get rid of it or something or move on, but yeah, let's see. Let's take a look at the glue. Yeah, look at that's already, can't really see it no more. It's drying transparent. It's drying pretty fast because we didn't put too much of it. We only put a small little amount of it right there and we should be good. Let's see what else. I don't have it with me. It's in the house. I got a new kit in the mail, another vintage kit, and I was gonna show it to you guys, but it's in the pad. I'll have to show it to you guys next time when we jump on here. I'll bring it over here, and I'll show you guys. It's a 61 Impala hardtop. I was so pumped that I managed to score this one. There's a couple more on my list of cars, like some Fords and some other vintage cars I want to get. And I think once I get those two, or not two, I would say like three. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna chill from getting the vintage stuff, because I mean, damn, I like looking at those kits, man. But yeah, it's pricey. All those kits are pretty pricey, right there. But hey, guys, I'm gonna get ready to take off. It's already gonna be midnight in a couple minutes. We made it to the 2 hours and 30 minutes. And let's see, I want to give you guys a shout out before I take off. I appreciate all you guys kicking it right here with me. Hopefully you guys found it, educational and entertaining maybe. And also, just chilling out. And hopefully at the future shows, we could see each other there. So Seth Killa, Only Works, Dan, Kevin's Models, Slowly Models, Armando Flores, Stan, John Paul, Joe Ariola, Carlos Avalar, D'Angelos, and and also Mike's Mods 65. I know he came through. He said he was on his break. Let's see here. Cool. All right, guys. Later on, Dan. You as well, man. Have a good night. Have a blessed night. Thank you, man. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm not sure yet. Obviously for tomorrow, it's Friday. Yeah, because I don't know if we're gonna be doing a family thing, with my daughter, my wife, and all. I don't know what's gonna go on. But look, we're gonna protect it. Bam, right there, for now, and we'll see what's up later. Cool. All right. Let's see. See you guys on the next one. Have a good night. Peace.